everybody! Thank you for joining me today to make some seed bombs. I got the idea and the recipe from this book, Garden Alchemy. I highly recommend it to anybody interested in growing anything. There's just some fun recipes in here and fun facts about growing plants. So here's the seed bomb recipe we're using. So check this out at the library when you can. So what is a seed bomb? They're also called seed balls, flower bombs. Super easy way to plant things. So that's where they get the name bomb, because you can literally just throw them into your yard and seeds will germinate from the ball that we are creating. So there are a few different ways to make these. Today we are going to be using old scrap paper because I think this is a great way to recycle some scrap paper. You can also make them with clay or soil, but because I have a blender and a bunch of scrap paper, we're gonna do recycled paper seed bombs today. What you will need is a mixing bowl for your seed and paper pulp mixture. You're gonna need some scrap fabric to form the balls. Probably some measuring cups for your water, but you can kind of eyeball it too. And if you're doing the paper method, you're gonna need a blender. Pretty tissue paper just to make our seed bombs like a pretty color. And I chose plants that attract pollinators because they're so important to our ecology. So these are just some plants that will be growing in this area at this season. So we want to make sure that when we make our flower bombs, they're gonna actually grow. So do a little research before you pick out your seeds. Find ones that grow in your region and at the season that you're planning on planting them. So a good way to know when things are growing and how to plant them is the back of the seed packet. There's always some information there that you'll need to know before planting. So we're doing lavender, echinacea, and chamomile. The last thing you need is a whole bunch of scrap paper. So this just came from a box of brand new books at the library. This is how they pack them to keep them safe. And we're gonna shred this paper. So this part takes a while. So bear with me while I shred this into tiny pieces and throw them in the blender. I did 32 ounces, which is, well, I know 8 ounces equals about a cup, so that's maybe 4 cups. So we're gonna do half water to paper. So we'll do 2 cups of water, kind of hot water. Now we're gonna let our paper sit in that water to soften and make the fibers break apart, so it's easier to blend and then easier to reform.
5 minutes later.
Alright, now that fun is over, we're gonna pour this pinky gloop into our bowl. It's a little wetter than I wanted it to be, so maybe try less water with your recipe. And then we just need to add our seeds. So I'm going to add my echinacea. I used a few of each of these seed packets before, so I'm pouring in almost the entire bag, but there were a few used before. So you can use the entire bag or maybe about 3/4 of a bag if you're making a similar amount of seed balls as I am. So there goes the chamomile. And last but not least, lavender. I'll put the whole thing in. Yeah. Now you just need to get a spoon and stir it well so that every seed bomb is well distributed with seeds. Okay, so after I stirred, I realized that my mixture was way too wet, so I actually poured it back into the blender and then strained it with some fabric. You could use cheesecloth or just little scraps of fabric like I have here. But after I did that, it was a good consistency to grab balls, kind of like roll them around in your hand like Play-Doh, and then you want to put them in fabric and twist out the water and also form them into a ball within the fabric. This makes them a lot easier to handle when you have like a kind of mold created by the fabric. Then you just have to sit them out somewhere where they can get some sunlight, maybe just a nice dry area with good ventilation, and within about 24 hours they will be dry enough for you to throw. Now you want to remember when you're throwing these balls that it's somewhere that you have control over. You don't want to throw these on private property or a wildlife reserve. You want to throw these in your own yard or your garden because we don't want to distribute plants in areas that we don't have permission to do so. There's my little seed bomb. That's about it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you make your own seed bombs and have fun doing it. If you do, let me know in the comments. Thanks. Bye.